put your feet up.
Hey, that gets our attention. Hey, Brian. Hey, good to see you, too. It's Kyle, Brian, and Sarah. Nothing like our kids cussing in public and around other people outside of our house. This is something that you had to handle when you picked Edie up yesterday. Who, side note, if you are new to the show, Brian and I both have daughters, and they're both about 3.5. So good times. What happened yesterday at school or daycare?
Picked up Edie, my 3-year-old, and my 1.5-year-old Marty from daycare, and it was Ginger at daycare who told me that Edie said a naughty word.
Drop the F-bomb or
the granddaddy of them.
At work.
And I said, well, did she at least use it within proper context?
Would have been my first question.
Right.
Absolutely.
And she did.
Oh.
Proud of that.
How'd she say it?
Put your effing feet up. She was trying to, I guess, walk through some space between the ottoman and the couch. One of the kids had their feet up, blocking the path, and, well, Edie's a problem solver. And a vocal one.
Is that what we're calling it?
Sure.
What did Ginger, who takes care of Edie several times a week and has been for quite some time, how did she handle it with you after?
It was like the 2 drama masks. She was laughing about it, but then at the same time, it's her responsibility to take care of all the kids, and a situation like that needs to be dealt with. So she reminded me that this situation needs parented, and I did. We went into the minivan, and before I put the minivan in drive, I turned to Edie, who was staring at me from her car seat, and I said, hey, did you say a word you weren't supposed to at daycare today? She said, yes. So I applauded her honesty, and I said, okay, well, this is your warning. If I hear you say it at daycare, or especially your Christian preschool, we're going to have problems.
Yes.
Said, I'm not mad, I'm not angry, but this is your warning. If I hear it again, there are going to be severe consequences. And as I'm dishing out those severe consequences, I'll be laughing my ass off in my brain.
Yes.
Which is how I think all of us parent, right?
100%.
We're all laughing in our brain, but we realize, actions have consequences and discipline is necessary, no matter how funny it is.
I always would say whenever that would come up with Luca, I'd be like, that's a mommy daddy word. And I would say the word. I was like, Luca, kids cannot say this word. That's a mommy daddy word. Mm-hmm. Because I know myself, and I know I've lived in New York for 6 years. My mother was an avid F-bomb dropper, even though she wouldn't admit it. So, yeah. I learned it. I'm going to say it.
This is
you can only do so much. They're going to hear the word somewhere.
Yeah, so that's a mommy daddy word.
It is funny, though, how quickly life comes at us with kids because they go. I swear it feels like one day they can't say any of these things, and all of a sudden they put everything together, know how to use it in sentences like you just said a second ago.
Proud of her for that.
And it's one thing just to parrot, it's one thing for them to repeat us like parrots, but when Edie's out on her own in public,
using it correctly
without you around, that's a whole other thing, man.
Yeah. Then the paranoia gets going, and you gotta
squelch it.
Squelch it.
All right. So, what did your kid do or say in public where you're like, why? Did this really just happen that I have to deal with? 919-860-1015. It's Kyle, Brian, and Sarah on Meg. Joey, what did your kid do back in the day?
So, a little story about my son. He's probably listening. He's 22 now, but he was probably 5 at the age he was in pre-K. I get a call from the school, and they're telling me that he's painting the fence. And, I told them, I was like, I guess take the paint away or the paintbrushes. They're like, can you come to the school? I come up to the school, and their expression of painting on the fence was he was urinating. He was peeing all over the fence.
Oh. I was like, was that some kind of like old school punishment? Like if you get in trouble, you got to go paint the fence? No, that's hilarious.
Painting the fence.
Wow.
Using it.
Yeah.
Interesting way to go about it. Joey, thank you for calling. Have a good day.
Joey, how did you learn?
Like father, like son.
There you go.
There you
Apple
go.
doesn't fall far.
And as the father, you're like, gosh, I'm so accountable. I can't be mad at him.
I'm kind of proud of him.
Well, it went 50-50. He never did it again. Not sleep say a lot of things changed after that, but yeah.
Okay.
Joey, thank you for calling, man. Good to hear from you this year. You have a good day, all right?
Yes, sir. You too now. Y'all be safe.
Bye.
Love talking to that guy. He always has a good story when he calls. So, Joey, thank you for calling. Brian, what did you say a second ago off air that I think is fantastic? Is a great quote about what your mom said about cussing. You could cuss if you used it in a certain way. Please share the Becky method of being able to cuss at the house that you grew up in.
Well, I come from an Irish Catholic family filled with foul-mouthed aunts and uncles.
Oh, yeah.
Siblings. So we were allowed to cuss as long as we did it in an artistic way.
What does that mean exactly? Because, I mean, does that just mean using it in a
Correctly?
sentence in a fun way?
Could be that, but mostly it was like if you were quoting a movie or singing a song
Okay,
that
gotcha.
had a curse word in it.
That's the artistic way to go about it.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
Brian was
funny.
all the way about to beat the system then, if that's the case. It's Kyle, Brian, and Sarah on Mix 101.5.